Hey, everybody. Hey, Michael. Hi, Marilyn. Good to see you. Welcome to Tour Tuesday, March 10th. We are just moving right along. And it was spring yesterday and sort of today. Feels good. I've been trying to get these pictures to send. But they are taking a while. Hi, Karen. Hey, Mark. Good to see you. Hi, Carrie. Thanks for sending over the pictures. I'm having a moment trying to get them to be where they need to be, but we will get it there. We've got some fun stuff to talk about tonight. We've got some tour recaps. We've got some a tour we're going to highlight today that includes one of the best days of your life, upcoming tours to consider, and then some announcements here at the end. So you don't want to get out here too quick. Stick around to the end and find out all the cool things that are happening at Excite. So we'll get started. We'll just jump right in. Gulf Shores came back yesterday with Carrie. They had a great group. Carrie and Robert took a group down to the Gulf Shores. It is definitely probably one of the most overlooked areas of the country as far as like beaches and like things to do and see. And we stay at the Preserve on Orange Beach. It's a resort on the beach. So it's an absolutely gorgeous hotel right on the ocean. So gorgeous views, and it's a great place to stay. So definitely an amazing tour. And then you do so many cool things from dolphin cruises. There's different kinds of cool interactive museums. There's, you're going through different big cities like Jackson and all those. It's just such a fun trip. And you're going to do things that you probably have never done before on any of the tours that we have, or maybe on some of the travel that you have done. So it is so great. So let me see if I can figure out how to get one of these pictures up here. There we go. Is it going to save as a... Oh, it did. Oh, good. Oh, I got some pictures. This is going to be great. Okay. And let's see here. Hey, hi guys. How's it going? That's a good one. And Mark, good to see you. Karen, good to see you. Jolene, Suzanne, good to see you. Bert. Carrie said they had a blast and they had great weather. That's awesome. Sometimes I know that we've had some interesting weather on some trips where it's kind of chilly. Okay, let's do this again too. Okay, this is called Working in Action. Where did these go? Where is Carrie's pics? I love that one. That's good. Okay, let's do that one. Send. Okay, so Carrie went on the trip. It was so great. And so we also had Hawaii to part 2. That's the same one with Cindy and Bree. And they took a group down to Hawaii. They got there on Saturday afternoon. And they're having a blast. I know I have some pictures from them, so I'll show you those pictures first. So here is their group in Hawaii. Their day 2 was the Polynesian Cultural Center in Pearl Harbor. So in the morning, they went to Pearl Harbor, and then in the afternoon, they went to the Polynesian Cultural Center. Great weather. It's about, usually in the 80s there. Hey, Shirley. Who all knows who this is? Pretty important part of the Excite team, I would say. That is Tom. Yep. So Tom went with this time. He got a break from the office and all the stuff we have going on for him here. He is down there with the group also. I think Cindy mentioned that it was about 30 years since they had been to Hawaii last. So I'm excited to hear how it has changed since they've been there last time. Hey, Debbie. Good to see you. Hi, Denise. Hi, Brian. Hi, Shirley. So they're having a great time down there. Today they flew to Kauai, which is the second island that they'll visit. And then they did an island tour. They're doing an island tour, probably just getting about done with it now, maybe getting towards the end. It's about 2:30 there. They're 5 hours behind. And then tomorrow they have the plantation, which is so amazing. You take a train out to the plantation where they actually have like 80 different kinds of fruits that they grow out there, and you get to pick them off the trees and eat them with a guide. It gets crazy cool. And then they'll have one kind of a free day in Kauai before they fly to Maui, and they've got some really fun things planned in Maui, including the Rotahana. Yeah, super cool. Okay, awesome. Well, if Carrie's, I'm trying to email myself Carrie's photos. That's why I didn't send. I want to show you a group of pictures from Carrie, but when it comes, it'll show. Steph Shakes, this is my favorite trip. It looks like they're having a blast. Yeah, it's really fun. Okay, so the next one, the tour that we're gonna highlight, you've probably seen all the emails go out about it. You've probably seen the post about it. This is the Kentucky Derby. The Kentucky Derby, comment in the chat if you have done this trip. Because I know we've done this tour for about 10 years now. And it was one of the very first ones we ever started. And we talk about it at our tour parties also. And it is just so exhilarating. It's so fun to go and do. Hey, Gloria, good to see you. Hi, Karen. Hi, Tom. It's amazing. And this has one of the best days of your life. And I say that because on Derby Day, that's kind of the theme. And they play the song. It's like, this is going to be the best day of your life. And it's so cool to just be a part of this excitement and atmosphere. And so I wanted to run through this with everybody. And because we actually have 2 departures. So we have one that starts a day earlier for our friends that live in like northeastern Nebraska. We don't normally all have pickups out like as far as Valentine and O'Neill, but we do for this. And so the tour is the exact same. And the people that are out west will actually join the group. So what they will do, if you're coming from Valentine, O'Neill, those areas up there, we have a bus pickup, and it's a day before. So it would be leaving on the 27th. And then you come to Omaha, and then you'll have a dinner, and you'll spend the night at the DoubleTree where we pick up our guests. And the next day, all the other guests will come from everywhere, and then you'll go on the tour as planned. So it's a great way for everybody to kind of get out from out east and come in. But the drive is too long on day one to just do that whole thing from Valentine. So it would be an extremely early morning, probably the night before. So we did it that way. So I'm going to share, see if I can, maybe I can share this, another screen here. Stop sharing, and we're going to share a new screen, and we're going to show the Kentucky Derby. Okay, so here it is. Let's see, and add to stage. Okay, so here is the Kentucky Derby experience online. You can see the dates right there, April 28th through May 3rd. And we take anywhere from 15 to 40 people. Usually it's about 30, some who end up going with us, 35. The price is $24.99 for double occupancy. And then we'll talk about some add-ons that you can do as well. So day one is a drive day, travel day. And so you're going to get to know your guests. And we give you a packet of information that is like 20 to 30 pages of stuff all about the Derby, about the history, the traditions. We talk about how the race days work. We talk about we put in the expert picks. There's 3 different experts, and then we put in their picks for the races to see if that helps change your mind about who you're going to bet on, helps influence your decision. It also has like the Old Kentucky Home lyrics for the song, so you can learn that before you get to the show and get to the race and sing it with everybody. It's just a really great thing, so you can kind of read through that. You're getting to know the guests. Your guide is going to be Paige and Emily. And so they will obviously keep you entertained. They're super fun and funny, and so you'll have a great time getting down to Evansville. And on the way down there, you will have dinner together with the group as sort of a welcome dinner and get to know everybody from all over, because we have a lot of departures from this one. We have Des Moines, Lincoln, Omaha, Independence, Valentine, O'Neill, West Point, all over. So you get to meet people from all over our area. And then if you are in the St. Louis area, if you're part of Cornerstone or in St. Louis and you want to do the Derby, we will pick you up on the way, because we do go through St. Louis. So we can pick you up. We usually pick up at the Fairfield Inn downtown, where we stay on our overnights there. And we go to Evansville. And the reason that we typically stop in St. Louis on the first day, but since it's pretty far to Louisville, we need to keep going. So you go to Evansville. It's a really cool little town. There's that picture. Just kind of download this. Okay. Then day 2 is when the events start. So This is where everything happens. You will start the paddock. So we'll leave Evansville bright and early, and then we will go and do a paddock tour behind Churchill Downs. And that we are the only company that gets to do this. They have closed us off to everybody else. We do a private behind-the-scenes tour with guides, and so we will go back with the bus, park the bus, and then we will be escorted around behind the scenes of Churchill Downs. And then you'll get to see where the horses are training, how they get washed. You'll get to see the jockeys back there. And this is really cool because there's no racing this day. So there's not all the people. It's really like everybody's in the zone to practice and warm up and do all of these things. So it's a really cool experience. And then we usually have breakfast at the paddock where what do they call that? The jockey paddock, jockey lounge. And so you can literally sit by the windows, and then the windows are on the track and watch the horses like run by. Really, really cool. And then from there, we go to the front of Churchill Downs and we do the Kentucky Derby Museum. And this is a museum about the Kentucky Derby. It's about the winners. It's about Churchill Downs. And they have a really cool 360-degree video that you watch as a part of this. And it gives you the most intense goosebumps and tears in your eyes like ever. It's so amazing. And it really, really puts you in the spirit of what you're about to experience on this trip. And then you can also buy hats there. You can buy all kinds of Derby memorabilia. And the cool thing about going on this day, hey, Pat, hi, Kay, is that it's not busy, right? So you can actually go to the store and buy stuff without like having crowds of people. So you can go pick out your stuff and kind of get it on this day. And you can get it any other day too, but this is a day to get it when it's not so crazy. And again, like you said, you'll really understand what you're about to experience once you've been through the Kentucky Derby Museum. It's so great. And it's in the front of Churchill Downs. And then from there, we go to the Great American Steamboat Race. And so what this is like is, well, actually, we do lunch at the Brown Hotel first. It's not in the highlights, but we do brunch at the Brown Hotel, which is famous for the hot brown. And you can get that. It's a really cool old hotel, and it's right in the heart of Louisville. And then we do, we probably add in Jim Beam at that point. And so we'll go down and do the Jim Beam Distillery. So your first bourbon tasting, and then you'll come up for the race. And so what we do is we park the bus right on the water of the river. And then you get on a big giant paddle boat, the Bella Cincinnati. And there are at least 2 boats, but sometimes 3 or 4. And people are getting on all of them. And you have reserved seating for dinner and then drinks and the race. And so you're on the ship. And then all the ships sort of go out. I think it's at like 6 or something like that. You go out into the middle of the river, and they have like the police boats, and they have all of these people along the sides of the riverbanks. And then they sort of like start the race, and then the boats race up the river. And so you're like eating dinner, and like you can go upstairs. They have live music. They have a band or a DJ, and they have like all kinds of like, bars up there, and everywhere on the ship. You can sit inside, you can stand outside. I mean, it's so much fun. And it's really kind of a celebration of Derby Week. And then when you go outside, you can enjoy the gorgeous weather and be a part of the excitement. And you can see everybody cheering you on the sides. Now you're talking about steamboats, so you're not really flying. You're kind of just chilling up the river, but it's really, really fun and cool. And then once you get to a certain point, you sort of turn around and come back, and whoever gets back first wins. And so that's really, really cool. And then that's the end of the first day of Derby activities. And that is a super fun day. Day 3, arguably one of my favorite days. This is when you're going to visit West Meadow Farms. This is where we meet this young lady who she was in the corporate career field for a long time. And then she was really passionate about horses and had a background in, equestrian background. And so once she saved enough money, she actually bought her own horse farm and her own, it's not called a ranch, but a horse farm. And then she adopted horses, and she started adopting sick horses. So people would say, hey, Melanie, her name is Melanie, I'm sick. I have a horse that's sick. Can you please come and help and like either get it out of this bad environment or, rehabilitate it and bring it, and she will rehabilitate it with her staff at the farm. And then, those horses then live there for the most part. Some of them go back to their owner, but a lot of them live there. She's got regular thoroughbreds that they raise there. Most of them are thoroughbreds, but she has other horses there too. And they always seem to have babies at the time of year. So she'll bring out the foals. You'll get to see them out in the pasture. That they're all raised out in the pasture. So there is a paddock where you can, house horses, and they have lean-tos out in their giant grass fields, but they really are raised out in the pastures. And so it's a great environment for them. The Kentucky green grass, that's what's famous there. That's what they eat. And so it's brilliant to see how these horses live, all of her work that she's done, some of the amazing stories that she's had. About the one that I remember is how this gentleman got dementia really badly and went to a nursing home and then forgot that he had horses, and they were almost dead at his house until somebody remembered he had them. She went and got them. They told her that they were going to die, and she was like, no, I'm going to save them. So she saved the mom horse, and then the mom had the baby, and the baby was almost going to die because the mom was so sick, but then the baby survived also. And so it is just a thrilling story about the magic that she works there. So you get to meet them up close and personal. That's where the goats are. They always try to get on the bus. I always tell that because they always try to get on. Robert doesn't care for it too much because they can make a mess on the bus. So that's really great. We have lunch at the Brown Hotel, or excuse me, at the Bell House. It's a pink house. We've been going there forever. The chef knows Cindy and I very well, and just really enjoys having our groups there. It's true Kentucky food, all Kentucky dishes. It's local. Everything's made at the restaurant, and it's a really fun experience. And there's a few shops kind of around there as well. And then if we didn't do Jim Beam for the schedule-wise on that previous day, we would do it this day. And so we'll get to do a bourbon distillery where you get to taste them. So if we could fit in a second one, we'll do that too. There's lots of them around. Jeff the Creed is one that we've gone to before also. There's lots of great things to do and see there. And then really that takes you all the way up until the late afternoon. And then we go back to the hotel and enjoy. And our hotel is actually north of Louisville, about 10 miles. And we did that on purpose because first of all, it makes the whole overall tour more cost effective. Second of all, it's an amazing hotel, and it is so quick to get downtown, and you're not in all the chaos. And there's lots of places around it to eat. So if you want to go out after we get back, you can. If you want to relax in the hotel, you can. And you really need to kind of conserve your energy because because you're going to be into 2 race days now coming up next. Okay, so then it's the first race day, which you can see day 4 here, is the Oaks Derby. This is technically the pink day. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Day. This is where you would start to wear your outfits if you brought them. You wear your hats. You can bring your hats, bring them in hat boxes, bring them on the bus and everything. And then we go there. And what's great about this day is it's not nearly as busy. It's probably half. And so you really get to figure out how Churchill Downs works. So the bus will take us to the Civic Center. From there, we get on the shuttles, which are the only buses that are allowed to go to the stadium, to Churchill Downs. And it's really efficient. They have like 200 buses. I mean, they're almost end to end going around and around and around. Excuse me, my nose is itching tonight. And then we'll get on there. And then depending on what seats you have, which we'll talk about, we will go to the seats. And then you'll be able to find your seat much easier, or where you're going to sit in the infield. And then you get to figure out where all like the betting booths are and how the app works, and how to watch the Jumbotron and all the screens and all the bands and all the food and all the music and all the restrooms and all that stuff without having the massive crowds. And it still gets busy in the afternoon. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this is like the biggest event of the season for Churchill Downs. So you just have to see everybody all dressed up and everything. And it's just a really, really amazing day to go do and see horse racing. And then the next day you go back for Derby Day. And so you can wear a different outfit. You can wear the same outfit. You can wear no outfit. You can wear your regular clothes. And this is where you're going to see like the big crowds. This is like the Super Bowl. And what's so great about going with a group tour is we've already got the tickets for you. We've already got how to get in there. We already know where your seats are at. We already told you how it all works. We've already given you all the information. We've already told you what to pack. So you are like prepared. Everybody else that's showing up for the first time, they have to like figure it out at the last minute. And you guys will be all set to go. So you go in, find your seats. And then the races start at like 10 and they go until like 7. The Derby is usually one of the last races. It's the third from the last, actually. So we'll be there all day. You get to enjoy everything at the park, have the best day of your life. It is so exhilarating. Even if you put $5 on a horse or $1, it's crazy how much excitement that brings you. And the races sort of start like 30 minutes between a race, 35, 40, 45. And it's because more and more people are getting there. There's more and more pageantry between each one. They do all these different traditions. They have like a fashion show, and they show the celebrities that are all there, and they do all this. And so that, it really just really, really all builds until you witness the Kentucky Derby. And that race is just so, I mean, I got the chills right now thinking about it. I can just see them loading the horses, and everybody's all excited and amped up, and then they let them loose, and they race that race, and then it's sort of quiet at first, and then as they come around, and then for that final turn, the place just explodes, and it is like the whole place is rumbling, everybody's screaming, and then to be a part of that and see who the winner is just absolutely thrilling. So once the Derby race is done, then we leave. So then the groups, we get out of there and we will go, because it takes a while to get out because there's so many people leaving. So we'll get out there, take the charter or take the coach back, or take the buses back to our coach and right to the hotel. Super easy. You don't have to wait in lines in traffic anywhere. You don't have to get lost anywhere. The buses just take you where you need to go. And then on the last day, we get up and we come back. And so, it's all packaged nicely, a little in a bow and ready to go. Now, I was talking about the seats earlier. The tour includes infield seating. So that means you would bring your own chairs and you would sit in the infield. The infield, it says there's no tracks view, but that's really not technically true. You can see it through the fence. There's less and less places to see it, but you can do on different turns. You can go see right up to the fence and watch them. They also have one of the world's biggest jumbotrons on the backside of the track. So everybody kind of watches that race on there anyway, because no seat has full track view. So you couldn't watch them the whole entire race anyway. So you have to watch the big giant jumbo screen, and they're announcing the entire thing too. So you're not going to miss anything in the infield. And it's a really, really fun experience. It's a little different than in the stands, but it's a great atmosphere, tons of great food, all the drinks you can think of, all the fun people. You meet really great people. We sort of make a little base camp. And that way, if you're like going to go walk around, which everybody does, somebody's always kind of sitting there watching everybody's stuff, and then everybody can go do their thing and sort of mix and mingle. Or you can upgrade to the, there's two different levels of seating. So you can be in the infield, but bleacher reserved, which means you have a bleacher seat in the reserve section, and it includes all your non-alcoholic and alcoholic beverages and food. Or you can go to the first turn reserve, which is what we have also, which is undercover. So that also includes your drinks and food. So that's sort of the difference. The Derby, they say 50% of the time it rains. So that's kind of half the time. So if you want to, and it could be hot, it could be cold, it could be rainy, it could be sunny, it could be any of those things. And at this time of year, it really is all of them probably at some point. So if you're sitting in the stands, then you have shade if it's hot, you're dry if it's wet. And then, it's really cool because it doesn't seem that crowded, because they only let the people that are sitting in the seats back there. So then you have access to all this amazing food. And I'm not talking like cheeseburgers and chicken sandwiches. They have all that, but they also have like Southern boil. They have cheese on a stick. Everything you can think of, they have. Top shelf drinks, fridges full of sodas. You can just walk up and grab stuff. It is so cool. And then you wouldn't have to wait in line for anything either, because they go so fast because you're just handing out food. So it is absolutely worth the upgrade if you want to do it. The infield is equally as fun, just two different experiences. So if this year you want to do the infield, and next year or the year sometime down the road you want to do the reserve seats, by all means, both are great options. So much fun. Cindy and I've done this 3 times at least. It's absolutely a blast. I wish I could go every year. It is worth every penny. That is the Kentucky Derby. Hey, Mary Cameron. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Pam and John. Hi, Jolene. All right. That was a lot of talking. The Derby. Absolutely spectacular. All right. So a few quick announcements and things to remind you of. We've got some tours coming up. Pellet Tulip Festival is May 9th. I know it's only March, but now it's the time to sign up. We're filling up quickly. The Pellet Tulip Festival in Holland, Michigan, May 7th through the 11th. That is an amazing tour coming up. You've probably seen some things about it. Now it's time to sign up because that fills up very quick. We're less than 2 months out now. And then our Tulip Fest in Oz is April 11th. So if you're in our Kansas market and you want to do a day tour, this is the one. It includes the Oz Museum, everything to get you into the Tulip Festival, the parade, lunch, all that great stuff. And then we also have Alaska. We have a few rooms left on Alaska. We have 4. Well, we have 2 people. So we probably have 4 rooms left on Alaska. It's July 2nd through the 13th. Okay, and that's the land and sea package. And Bree went over it. If it was last week or the week before, she went over it. So you're in the inside passage for the cruise. You get to go to Denali via train and bus. It's got everything. If you were looking to go to Alaska, it's the best way to do that. So those trips are coming up. There's lots of other ones. We have Chicago Mob and everything, but those are the ones I wanted to highlight there with you tonight. Pellet Tulip Festival, May 9th. Tulip Festival in Holland, Michigan, May 7th through the 11th. Tulip Festival in Oz, which is a Kansas one-day tour, April 11th. And then Alaska, June 2nd through the 13th. And then I did want to announce that, for all of our Cornerstone guests that are joining us now and coming into the Excite Travel Tribe down in St. Louis, we are coming down to you in April, in less than a month. So I wanted to read off where we're going to be. So on Tuesday, April 7th, we're going to be in St. Peter's, and we're going to have events at 10 and 1. And you can look on our Facebook page for the events. You can also look on Cornerstone's website for the events at RSVP, so you can come to that. We will be in Baldwin, Missouri on April 8th from 1 to 3 p.m. We will be in St. Louis, the Afton area on Thursday, April 9th from 1 to 3 p.m. We will be at the Cornerstone office on Friday, April 10th, and we will we're going to have a show at 10. We might have another one in the afternoon, but we'll be there all day. So it's a kind of an open house. So come to the Cornerstone office and meet us. That is Friday, April 10th. We'd love to meet you. We're going to have some of our staff there come down and join us. And then Saturday, April 11th, we'll be in St. Louis at a fundraiser. I believe it's at a YMCA. We'll put more details out about that too. That is at 10 a.m. So Tuesday, April 7th through Saturday, April 11th, we will be in St. Louis doing tour parties to welcome in all of our Cornerstone guests into our travel tribe and talk about all the great opportunities there. So if you know people in St. Louis, help us spread the word. We'll get those events up there. If they're not already up there, also you can go to Travel Cornerstone's website and see them there as well. Hi, everyone. Let's see. Carrie, I highly recommend the Bleacher Reserve seating. You get all the perks and included food and drink, great seating. And if it rains, you can still get undercover, right? You can go underneath the tunnel and stuff. Yeah. The brown is great. Trip is so much fun and interesting. Yeah, it is. It really is. Fantastic. Okay, so any questions at all? I got that picture downloaded from Carrie, so let's see if I can get that up in here now. I promised I was going to show you. Let's see, image, and there it is. Hey, Karen Johnson. Well, let's try it again. Okay, let's see. Did that work? Pam John, when are you talking about the trip on April 8th to Savannah and Charleston? We already did a while ago, but if you are thinking it's full, that trip has 45 people going, Charleston and Savannah. That is April 8th to the 16th. Pam John, what I would do is I would either, if you want to know more about it, I'd love to chat with you on the phone. We can talk about that. You give our office a call, or you can go onto our website and read the entire itinerary there. Yeah, sold out this year. Crazy. Very busy. It's been so busy, you guys. It's been crazy. We had the new insurance and the payment protection plans come in, and they have done so well. Our guests have been so receptive of them. They're great products. We sent out emails. We have this. I don't know if we talked about this last week. Where is my little clicker here? Let's see here. Let me show you this before y'all head out here. This is cool. This is a new thing we added to our website. It is this button right here, manage your booking. Can everybody see that? Oh, I didn't share this tab. There, right there, that manage your booking. I'll make it flash here. Right here. You can actually go in there and add your insurance or add PPP or make a payment or add a guest or change your package. You can do all of that right from manage your booking right there. You just put your email address in. It will send you a link to your email. And then when you get your email, click it. And then it takes you right into your reservation. And you can edit everything in there. It's so awesome. And yeah, that's a new feature. So manage your booking right there at the top of the screen. You can certainly manage your booking there. Add insurance if you want to. Add the payment protection plan if you want to. Get a receipt. If you didn't get the receipt that you wanted or you wanted another one, you can do it there also. All right, everybody. Well, gosh, that was 30 minutes solid of JD talking. Imagine that. It was so great to see you all. I'm so grateful that you all are here on our Tuesdays with us. We're thinking about Bree and Cindy and Tom and all our guests out on Hawaii, hoping they have a great trip. And for all of you, we will see you all next week on Tour Tuesday. We can't wait to travel with you.